Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for Saturday with Stacey, YouTube number 185. Happy New Year! This is the first YouTube of 2017, and this is a super happy, joyful YouTube. The product I have is happy and fun, and it's meant for every level of crafter, and it's new, like really, really new, like overnighted to us new. And it's just, I think you're gonna love what we have to bring to you. The stamp sets are by Sizzix, and they really are joyful stamp sets. They're happy and fun and easy to use. And I love how they did them because they focused on holidays that maybe are a little more difficult to find an all-purpose stamp set for. We have Valentine's and love, but we also have great 4th of July stamps, great Mother's Day stamps, great Father's Day stamps, but they're not just for Father's Day, they're for any guy. And I really like what they did and the thought process behind these collections, these stamps. And again, the joyfulness of them. They're very light and happy. And I wanted to start 2017 off with light and happy. So we've got that for you. I have got brand new product from Tonic Studios, a brand new nouveau product that literally I saw yesterday when Gary from Tonic was down visiting. I saw it. I had to have it. They overnighted it to us, so I had it for today's YouTube, and we have locked up the inventory for the US. So, rock star product. So I can't wait to show you that. We're playing with Clean Color by Kuretake, and again, this is just a really super fun YouTube. So some of it you may have seen, some of it you may have seen and forgotten, some of it you may have never seen before. Well, I know some of it's you've never seen before because I got some of it that's brand new that nobody has seen before. So we're gonna get started, but first, of course, we're gonna give away Winner Chicken Dinner, and that was from our last YouTube number 184, where we did the best of Simply Defined. Thank you, Ellison. You made so many people happy by allowing us to order quantities that were a little easier for me to order, because I ordered everything that I thought people would want and missed out on, and because they were able to keep the quantities a little or lower on this one order, it was rock star. So thank you to Ellison, because you made a lot of people happy, allowing them the chance to get the Simply Defined dies that they missed the first go round. Now they're still up there. Then we're not going to pull those Simply Defined dies down until they sell out. And if you did miss one, again, I'm so sorry. Put your name on the notify me list, and if it becomes available, we send an email. Well, there's an email, a mass email that goes out to everybody who was looking for that die, and hopefully it will land in your cart and you're able to check out with it. And who knows, maybe there'll be a best of 2017 if certain dies warrant that. We'll have to see. Hopefully you like what I have for you in 2017. We've really taken a step further in the dies, really a step further, and I can't wait to share with you. And some of it has to do with some of the things that you see above me, which are my collection of kaleidoscopes. But that's for a later time. Today we've got Winner Chicken Dinner, and these people have won. Oh, I need to get my glasses out. These people have won some of the best of dies. Do you want to know if it's you? If you've won some of these wonderful best of dies? Okay. Our first winner chicken dinner is Randy Capers. Congratulations, Randy Capers. That's R-A-N-D-Y. Randy Capers. You've won some Simply Defined dies that were very difficult to get a hold of, and hopefully you don't already have them. And if you do, share them, pass them along to a friend. Oh, I never know how to pronounce this person's name, but she's on Facebook all the time, and she always posts a comment, and she is just as kind as can be. And I love her, and she's international. I'm almost positive she's international. Rijaki? Ledman. Rijaki, Ledham. Oh, forgive me if I have said your name wrong, but I know you. I do. I know you. Although I don't know you, we know each other. We've never met, but we're friends. So Rajaki, Ledum. Congratulations, you two are a winner chicken dinner at Scrapbooking Made Simple. And my heart was full when I saw your name. It truly was. Congratulations. Now, how are you guys going to claim your prize? Easy peasy. Go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com. You'll see our logo. Underneath our logo, there's a link. It says winner chicken dinner. Click that link and read the directions. Follow the directions, and we will get your prizes out to you just as soon as possible. It's a little, I don't want to say it's slow right now, but Dale has had an opportunity to kind of work about an hour each day on winner chicken dinner. So I know she's pushing quite a few prizes out in the next few weeks. So if you haven't received yours, hang tight. She's been able to set aside about an hour a day to work just on winner chicken dinner. So hopefully we'll have all of those caught up relatively soon. All right, you two, congratulations. Follow the directions, send us your email, and we'll get your prizes out to you just as quickly as possible. Now, it is Saturday. You're watching this on, hopefully on a Saturday, well, because that's when it's releasing. So downstairs, we have our very first make and take for 2017. I am going to tilt down. I'm going to show you what everybody downstairs is doing right now, and then it would be the 7th, January 7th. Oh, that's my sister's birthday. That's one of my sister's birthday. One of my sisters was born on January 7th. One of my sisters was born on January 11th. So a year and 4 days later. And then my brother was born on February 18th, a year and a month later. And then I came along 10 years later. Surprise! All right, I'm going to tilt down for today and we're going to get started. It's good to see you, and let's hope for just the best ever in 2017. I have a feeling it's going to be a good one. That was for you, Kim. It's going to be a good one. Down we go. All right. So, I think I'm going to, can I zoom in? Just, nope, that's the wrong way. Oops. Sorry, guys. I think I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Hopefully that wasn't too weird. Okay, so what we've got is the make and take that's going on downstairs right now. It is using stamps from Sizzix. It's also using my Clearly Glitter paper. Can you see the Clearly Glitter? And my contour die from Just the Right Words, which is the release I did in December. So here's one. Then we did it in the purple. And what I want you to see is the difference in the contour die. Can you see that this one has got hash marks and this one's got little dots? And then of course we have it in the pink. And that one's got stitched edges. So one die, lots of things to do with it, but the die actually has more than that to it. But how cute are these cards? It's just taking a little bit of cardstock, some glitter paper, my Clearly Glitter, which actually is it's almost like a vinyl, so the glitter doesn't come off, a stamp, a couple colored pens. We used the same color as we used for the pen is the same color as the cardstock, and poof, it's done. So everybody downstairs is doing one of these 3 colors right now. I hope they're having a good time. I'm down there teaching this right now. I hope I'm having a good time. But there's treats. How can you not have a good time, right? We put out snacks. So it's always a happy time. Now, the set I'm going to be using today is a Sizzix set. It is brand new. And this one is by, I think this is one of Courtney's. This is one of Courtney's designs. Yay for Courtney. She is one of the in-house Sizzix designers, and she's just as nice as apple pie, just like all of them are. So there's a nice little collection of all the Sizzix designers. There's Caitlin is in here, and I think Jen Long is in here. So there's some really beautiful stamp sets, but they're fun. They're really fun. They're open and easy to color, easy to stamp with, and extremely affordable. They retail for $9.99, but of course we're gonna have them down as a YouTube Yummy. Now I'm using this stamp set, the one I just showed you, because that's the one we used. See that one right there? That's what we used on the make and take. That's the stamp we used. How easy was that? One stamp, one color marker. Can't go wrong, can you? So that's what we've used. Now, I'm gonna pull over some paper, and I think I'm gonna start by just stamping an image for you really quickly. I'm gonna be using the large scrolly heart, and I have got with me my Simply Defined white paper. This is 100 pound. We carry 100 pound and 80 pound, and I wanna say it's $6.99 for 25 sheets. It's 100 pounds smooth. Absolutely smooth. So stamping on it is quite lovely because you don't have that texture. Some cardstock has a canvasy texture to it, and that's fine. That's what we've used. Did we use canvas? We've used canvas. Oh yeah, right here on the purple one. So this cardstock's got kind of a canvasy texture on, and it's a little bit more difficult to get a perfect stamp out of it because of that canvas texture. So our cardstock is completely smooth, and I am gonna take my stamp, and I've got it on a Tim Holtz grid block. So this is just a very thin block. When we say it's a block, it just means it's plastic. It's a piece of acrylic. And if you are a big stamper, then you probably have lots of these blocks. And if you're not a big stamper, then you really want to buy just what you need. Tim Holtz sells a great package. It's $21.95. And you get about 8 different sizes of blocks. Everything's from really big to little teeny tiny. So no matter what stamp you have, you'll have a block to fit. If you're not an avid stamper, I would just either go and find an inexpensive block at your local craft store. You absolutely can use, if in a pinch, without any problem. You can use a cutting plate from your Sizzix machine. This is from my Big Shot machine. This is one of my cutting plates. You can see, you can absolutely use that in a pinch. It just depends upon how often you're stamping. If you are stamping, or you do find that you like to stamp, then yes, I really do recommend the Tim Holtz grid blocks. It gives you every size you're ever going to need, and they're well made, they're quality product, and they're at a very fair price. I think it's $21.95 for all of the block sizes. And sometimes you can spend $6 or $8 just for one block out there. So I've got my acrylic stamp, and that's a clear stamp, and it clings right onto my block, and it peels off, and it clings on, and it peels off, and it clings on. If you find that your stamp isn't clinging to your block anymore, all you need to do is clean your stamp and clean your block. Sometimes the oils from our skin will keep it from sticking. Sometimes if we're using embossing powder or glitter, it'll get on the back of the stamp and it won't stick anymore. But once you wash them, and use a mild dishwashing detergent, or my most favorite thing in the entire world, baby wipes. They work wonders. So I've got my piece of cardstock here. I have got a piece of my gush pad. This is a Simply Refined gush pad. This allows you to stamp a little bit better than you would if you were trying to stamp on a hard surface. A pad underneath with the right density, the pad with the right density is going to let you press your stamp into your paper. It's going to sink down a little bit and make really, really good contact. And that's important because if I'm trying to stamp on a hard surface, I've got no place for that stamp to sink into to make better contact with the paper. So a gush pad's really nice. Whether you have the Doris one or you have our gush pad, our gush pad is twice the size. We've cut this in half, and it's $1.99, so it's not a huge investment. But let me tell you, if you're not a great stamper and you're not stamping with some sort of a pad underneath, preferably the Doris or the Simply Defined, or this is Simply Refined, sorry, Simply Refined gush pad, you'll find that you'll do much better with one of them underneath. All right, so I've got my, I accidentally got this one dirty. I've got my piece of paper. I'm gonna stamp with my Memento ink. This is our go-to ink here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. We love the Memento. It is great if you're coloring with Copics. It's great if you're coloring with markers. It's a dye-based ink. It's quick to dry. It comes in a lot of colors. It comes in little tiny dewdrop sizes. It comes in markers, and it comes in re-inkers. So I always recommend that if you have a color that you go to all the time, buy the full-size pad. If you like a color, but it's not a color you're going to use all the time, buy the little dewdrop size because they're about $2.29. I recommend that your go-to color, you always have the marker to go with it because that's your oops pin. If you happen to stamp something, stamp it and you just missed a little spot, just a little spot, and you don't want to restamp it because it's just, you can just almost fix it. That's what the marker is for, and you just go in there with the little marker because it's the exact same ink that's in your pad, and it's your oops pin. Makes things wonderful. And then of course a re-inker. So we're using Memento today. It is our go-to ink here. I'm gonna ink up my pad. Now, I'm not gonna ink it forever. Okay, I could have been done a long time ago. I think a lot of people find that they're worried they don't have enough ink on their stamp. I promise you, if you just go over it, now you're not gonna do this. That's not how we ink up a pad. What that does is that makes the ink go sideways, and it actually can leave lines in your stamped image. It leaves like little lines in the way you were moving your ink pad. So you really wanna just blot, 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 and then turn it over, and on your gush pad with your paper, find where you want to place your stamp, press it down, and give it nice pressure. 1, 2, 3, and up. And you've got a lovely stamped image. Easy. Now, I didn't go ink, 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 and really that's enough ink. I didn't go 1, 2, 3, press, press, press. I don't think I've pressed quite hard enough yet. Let me press a little bit harder. I didn't do that because what can happen when you do that is the stamp is acrylic. It's kind of a rubbery substance. And when you do that, when you press so hard, you can force that stamp to go bleh. I don't know if that was a word, bleh. It kind of mushes out and makes your lines a little bit blurry, not as sharp. You just really want to go, let's pull over another. And I know the tendency is to worry that it didn't leave a good image, but trust yourself. And if it didn't leave the best image, flip your paper over and do it again. It's okay. Trust yourself. 1, 2, 3, nice all over pressure, and up. Beautiful. So the stamps that have been done for this release from Sizzix has a lot of openness to it, a lot of opportunity to color and to play. And I wanted to play with clean color again because we still have people who have questions about clean color and what they do and how they work and how easy they are to use. So clean color is a water-based marker by Kuretake. That is a Zig company. So these are, a lot of you may know the name Zig. It's a Kuretake product, and they're really known for quality markers. Kuretake doesn't do dies and stamps and paper and ink. Well, they do ink, but not dies and stamps and papers and embellishments. They really focus on what they do best, which is their inks and their markers, which are just lovely. The marker has a very, very fine brush tip. I mean a really beautiful brush tip. And the brush tip is actually a bristle tip. So there's hundreds of little bristles that make up this tip as opposed to a foam tip. A lot of markers will have a tip that looks very similar to this, but it's made of foam. And I like the bristle tip because it gives you an opportunity to get very, very fine, really beautiful fine lines, or really, really wide lines, all from the bristles. Because once you fan those bristles out, they make a much wider line. Or if you keep your marker more upright, they make a much finer line. So Kuretake is really known for their products in their markers, and they're not expensive. They're not refillable. They are a throwaway marker, but there's a lot of ink in here, and I think you'll be really pleased with what you can do with them. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is I think I'm just gonna play with the blue. And I showed this technique a while ago, but I wanna show it again, just for the people who may not have seen it or forgot that you can do this. This is a water-based marker, which means it reacts with water. Now, there are beautiful markers out in the industry. Copic markers are for one of them, that give you shading and shadows and highlights and midtones. And there is technique that goes along with playing with Copic markers. Not that they're hard, but that there is a definite technique that you need to know, that you need to practice and learn. But a lot of you want that highlight to midtone to shadow look without necessarily, one, having to practice quite a bit, or two, Copic markers are a little bit more money. Our Copic markers are $5.25 for a sketch pen. They retail though for $7.99, whereas the clean color are much less. And the Copic markers are an alcohol-based marker. This is a water-based marker. So what I'm going to do to get that look, a similar look with a highlight, a mid-tone, and a darker shadow at the bottom, is I'm actually going to take my pen and I'm going to stick it straight into water. That nib is going to go straight into some water. And what's happening is that the water is diluting the ink that's in that nib. Is it hurting the pen? No. Once I pull it out, I can start at the top, and my color is going to be very light. And as the water works its way out of my marker, it's going to get darker and darker and darker. So I went from light to dark. The longer I hold my pen in the water, the more diluted it will be at the very top. So the longer I hold my pen in there, the more diluted it will be, meaning the lighter my shade will be at the very top. And you can see the nib is almost white. And that's because that ink has become very diluted. Now I'm just going to go back and forth and put it right next to the one I just did so you can see the difference. And as the ink is filling up the nib again, and that water is being used up as I'm pulling the ink down, now look at the difference. It's quite dramatic, isn't it? And this is something that you can do with a Copic marker. Absolutely, people want that highlight, very light, the mid-tone, and more of a shadow down below. And you can do it with your clean color. So let's say I get it really diluted again and let it sit in there for just get that nib really, really, really diluted with water. And once that water is dispersed out onto your project, it's being refilled with pure color, which is why the color is getting darker. It doesn't hurt your pen. So I'm just going to start up over here, and I'm just going to play right in that little heart. And I'm just going to take my color and keep moving it down until it starts to blend. New color starts to fill in my space. Go down here, and this I want much darker. I'm going to put it back in real quick because I've got a little bit of a line right there. You see that line? And I want to blend that line out. So I'm just going to put it right back in my water, and that's going to allow me to blend that line out. And now I've got my heart, and it has some dimension to it. It has the highlight, and then it grows to a little bit darker, and then it grows to a little bit darker. And that's just by dipping your pen directly into water. Now I could go over here, see it's still got lots of water in it, and as that water dissipates out, my marker becomes darker again. Does not hurt your marker at all. So now if I wanted, see how this is still a little bit light, maybe I wanted that a little bit darker. Now that my marker's back to full color, I could go in and just add a little bit more color. Because it's a water-based marker, it gives you that opportunity to really play. Now I've made that even a darker, and that's really dramatic. So you've got your highlight where my pen had so much water in the nib that very little color was left, and as the water was being used up, as I was filling in my heart, more color was coming from the well of my pen down into my nib, making it darker and darker and darker. And then when I had all the water out of my pen, I just went back in and darkened it up where I wanted it even more dark. Really easy to do. So I'm going to put it right back in, and I'm going to do the little heart too. So I'm going to let it sit there and collect some water, and then I'm going to bring it right over to my heart. And start coloring down. And coloring down. And then if I want to add a little bit lighter color to it or blend some of those lines out, put my pen right back in. And blend some of that color. Take some of that pen out again and put in some of that color even darker at the bottom. And again, I'm able to add the highlight and the mid-tone and the shadow with just one pen. And it doesn't hurt your marker at all. And it's easy to do, especially if you're doing those cute, fun stamps like we've got from Sizzix, where it's, you know, you don't need, it's not a huge image that you're trying to color in and stay consistent in. And because it is a water-based marker, all you have to do is add a little bit more water to your nib if you want to blend something out again. Just add a little water to your nib to blend it out again. But you can do this, and you can see it doesn't go through the paper. This is 100-pound paper. It doesn't seep through the paper. Now remember, I did those. But you certainly don't see the hearts. With a Copic marker, with an alcohol marker, you would see it would come through the paper. Here it stays right on top, absorbs right into the paper. It's dry, it's beautiful, it's easy to do. This is fun and simple, and again, one pen giving you what ultimately looks like 3 different pens to make this happen, and it didn't. So the next thing I want to do with my clean color is I want to take the same stamp, and I'm going to ink it back up. And I'm going to give a nice little press. 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi, up. Got my beautiful little image. I'm ready to go. This time I'm gonna blend some of my colors. And again, I'm gonna use my clean color. And because they're a water-based marker, you're able to pull and to blend some of the color. So I'm gonna start with my blue. I know hearts are not typically blue, but I like the blue. Now, because it's got such a beautifully fine nib, I can get into this stamped area, this open area for me to color without any problem. So I'm just gonna come up and color in some of my image. So there I am. Now I'm going to take another color that I think is going to look good with my blue, and I've got this fun little light green, and I'm going to start putting this light green right on top of my blue. I'm going to start not all the way down, I'm not going to grab from there, but I'm going to start right about where my blue starts to angle out. And I'm going to pull that green in, and I'm going to grab that blue and kind of blend those colors in just a little bit. And then I'm going to continue on with my light green and fill in that side of my heart. And with 2 markers now, look at how seamless your shading is. Look at how seamless that is. One of the keys to doing this successfully is to never leave yourself such a perfect little line. See how this is like a perfect little line straight across? You want to try to avoid doing that. So I want to pull this up more like this. That way when you're pulling the color, it's a little bit easier and the line isn't such a demarcation line. So now I'm going to go back in with my green, and I'm going to just go right over the top. I'm blending right into that blue, and then I'm going to pull my marker out and finish with my green. And then if I want, I can come back and add a little bit more blue to my bottom just to darken it up just a little bit. And take a little bit of my green and pull that blue a little bit. So you're painting, but you're not using water and you're not using a brush. You're using the pens as your paint and your brush to do the work for you. You're not using water, you're just using the markers themselves. And let's say you did make a demarcation line. Let's do that. Let's make a demarcation line. So I'm going to take my blue and I'm just going to go straight across. Take my blue and just leave that a straight across line. See how I've left them just straight across? You've got a line of blue that's kind of a straight line on both sides. What I want to do is bring the line up a little bit. That's what you would prefer to do, but let's play with this side because it's straight across. And that can be a little harder to blend out. So I'm going to take my green and I'm going to go over the top of it, and then I'm going to pull my green and just color the rest of my side of my heart. So you can kind of see how that demarcation line is still kind of there. You can still kind of see that straight line right across. Well, if you let your paper dry for just a minute, it doesn't take very long, give your paper just a second to dry, you can then go back over the top of that again. And just by adding a little more ink, your demarcation line disappears. It just disappears. Fast and fun and successful. And if you don't want to blend it all, these are great markers just to color with. And because Sizzix has given you these lovely open spaces with detail in them, they're not just a blank open space, they're lovely little details onto the stamps. You can sit and stamp a whole bunch of these, be sitting in front of your TV and just coloring. You can have a whole bunch of different images stamped. You can have, even though maybe you don't need a Father's Day stamp, but these stamps have manly elements to it to where you could just stamp a whole bunch of them, color them while you're watching Jeopardy or whatever it is you watch, Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune. I am still waiting for them to pull up my wheel number at the end because it's SP and I know my number. And they have not called me yet saying that I am a winner chicken dinner. So I am with many of you out there waiting to be told I'm a winner chicken dinner. But while you're watching your favorite show, you can stamp a whole bunch of these images and be coloring them. And then when you need them, when you have a card or a project or a layout where you need something, you just go to your little file folder and there, poof, it is, all colored, ready to go. Slap it down, make it finished, and give it to the person you love. This is easy to do and fun and useful, and the kids can do it, and it doesn't make a mess because it is water soluble. You just want to use the marker as a marker, that's okay. But I think that when you play with the blending, it really just brings projects to life. And people look at this and say, well, how did you do that? And you tell them, oh, for you, I worked hard on it. Because you are so worth receiving a handmade something. It's beautiful. So I'm gonna do it again. Only this time I'm gonna put my blue away and I'm gonna still use my same stamp. I have this feeling that this might be one of Courtney's first releases with Sizzix. She's one of their in-house designers, and this may be one of her very first launches where she's got her own product out there. So a big congratulations to you, Courtney. Woohoo, ka-choo! I will tell you, there's nothing like working on something and putting your heart and soul into it and then having it finally arrive in front of you and it's everything you hoped it would be. So Courtney, I hope your stamps are everything you hoped it would be. All right, I've got my image here. I think I'm gonna take my red and I'm gonna play with my red a little bit. And I'm gonna start down at the bottom and just color in. And again, I'm gonna try not to leave such a straight line where I stop my red. And try and kind of graduate it out like that. And then I'm going to take a yellow and I'm going to pull from my red out with my yellow. And then I'm going to finish coloring. so it stays a beautiful yellow. I'm going to put that yellow right into that red marker and kind of pull that color out. Now, if I'm not happy with my demarcation lines, what do I need to do? I need to just sit for a minute. So I want to blend that one away just a little bit better. I need to just sit for a minute. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the big heart too. And let's add a little bit of red. And let's take it kind of up the side a little bit. And let's finish it off on this side. And kind of up the side a little bit. And let's add some yellow. Now, you saw me do this. When I pick up a little bit of the red, it gets a little bit of red on my nib. But does that hurt the nib? No. Once it draws clean again, pure yellow, you're good to go. So you don't have to worry about cross-contamination because there isn't any cross-contamination with these pens. And again, I'm just going to bring my yellow. And I'm going to pull from this side. And I'm going to work that color right out. And so when I get closer to the tip of my heart, it's back to basically a pure yellow color. Now, I'm going to go back to my little heart and add a little bit more yellow and blend that color out a little bit better. Blend that color out just a little bit better. Wow. So my little heart is much better. Now I need to give my big heart a chance to dry a little bit, and then I'm going to blend a little bit more. And again, it doesn't bleed through the back. So let's give I gave it a little bit of time. And I'm going to blend that color out again. And over here, let's blend some of that color out again. And then if I want, I can go back in with my red, add a little more red, and then add a little more yellow. You really can't make a mistake. That's the beautiful thing of these markers. It's really kind of hard to make a mistake. Add a little more red, maybe a little more yellow, and just let the marker do its thing. Oh, so lovely. Yay! Yay! And having open stamps, fun open stamps, sometimes people struggle what to do with them. Are you supposed to color them? Are you not supposed to color them? It's really up to you. Do you have to color the entire stamp? Heavens no, you can absolutely leave white space. You don't have to color the entire stamp. Now, I do want to take this to the next level though. And I think I'm going to use this one first. Let's put a cap back on this one. Well, yeah, let's put a cap back on that one because I feel badly. I don't want to, I'm going to cut off some of this just so it's not a distraction. So let's cut off some of my markings, just so it's not a distraction. All right. And let's trim this one down too. Although I didn't finish that one. Should I finish that real quick? So you see that one was sitting. I forgot that I hadn't finished this side. So I just went right back in on top of it and finish it off. If you have to accidentally, if you have to go walk away and come back to it, it's okay. They're a water-based marker. You just start where you left off. You can pick it up at any time. If you get this half colored and then have to put it away, don't worry about it. You can come back and pick up where you left off. If you only had half the side done and hadn't started the other half with the other color, don't worry, it's okay. You can come back at a later time and pick up where you left off. So, to bam these up a little bit, I want to show you the new product by Nuvo. Ooh, this one's got red all over it. That's because my fingers were inky red. What is this new product, this new Nuvo product? They call it glitter accents. And when I saw it, okay, so for this I tilt up because I don't like not talking to you when I'm talking to you. So when I saw it, Gary was here yesterday from Tonic Studios. So we had a pre-CHA meeting and he brought down everything, well, almost everything that's releasing for CHA. And of course we've already placed our orders and I've got to see it all and I got to keep some of it. It was a very happy day. And he was here for several hours. God bless his pea-picking heart. I've met somebody who likes to talk as much as me and that just warms my heart. So, and he's up in Ripon, kind of Sacramento-ish type of area. So it took him about 5 hours to drive here. Thank you, Gary. It was so much fun having you. But anyway, he pulled out this product. And I'm like, what's that? And he said, well, it's new. And I said, I got that. And he said, it's a glitter accent. And I said, well, what does it do? And he says, well, it accents with glitter. And I said, okay, how is it different than like a Stickles or like the other Nuvo glitter drops? And the first thing he said is, it's different. And I said, well, okay, spill. And he said, well, like the other Nuvo product, the jewel drops and the Nuvo crystal drops, those self-dome, those are a self-leveling product that when you put a drop down, it will dome perfectly for you, giving you a nice little pearl. And you can make those on your craft mat and let them dry and then scrape them off and you've got pearls in all the sizes and all the colors that you could ever possibly use. And they've got them in glitter, so the glitter domes beautifully. This is a little different. This doesn't dome, it stays dimensional. And I thought, well, okay, that's kind of cool. But then I was playing with it. I kind of like, didn't want to show my hand too early because I was kind of interested, but I let him continue on showing other things. And I was just tooling around with this. I was just playing with it in my hands and drawing little doodles with it and spreading it with my finger. And what I noticed about it is that it dries like that. I mean, seriously, I am not kidding you. When I tell you this dries like that, I am being as honest as I can be. When you take it and you spread it, it dries in under 2 minutes. Truly, in under 2 minutes, it's dry. Why is that important to me? Well, because I'm the queen of getting my elbows into everything that's wet. If I put Stickles on something, or if I put a liquid pearl on something, no doubt, every time I will put my elbow in it because that is who I am. And we don't use this type of product during our make and takes because it won't dry in time by the time that you guys are done with it and ready to go. And even when we put it out there, most of our SMS local peeps who come in will say, while they're doing their make and take, oh, I'll do my Stickles at home. They'll finish everything and leave. The only thing left to do is to put the glitter on it, the bling on it. And if it's a wet medium, like a a Nuvo glitter drop or a crystal drop or their new jewel drops, they stay wet longer. You have to let them, you got to put it aside and walk away and let it dry. Not with this. This is awesome. So I played with it, and the first thing I want you to know is it's like a rock crystal. There's not really a color to the glitter. It's not like goldy undertones or silvery undertones or blues or greens, kind of like warm diamond and cool diamond glitter, where warm diamond kind of has the greens and the oranges as an undertone, and cools tend to have a blue and a purple undertone. It's still transparent glitter, but it's got this undertone to it. This, there is no real undertone to it. So it dries very transparent, and it's got this pretty bling to it, but it's not bling. It's bling. So I'm gonna show you, and hopefully this will come through on camera, because it really is amazing. A little goes a very long way. You don't need a lot of this to do anything with. A little goes a very long way. I also want to tell you, it comes with this super cute little plastic blingy top. I don't want to say they tend to fall. They have been known to fall off. It happens. What you care about is what's inside of the bottle. It happens. It's not very often. In fact, it's pretty rare, but it does happen. So if your little blingy thing falls off, go get some Stacey tape, put some Stacey tape down and put your blingy thing back on. And if you lost your blingy thing, well, then go get some of your Nuvo glitter drops and just fill the top in yourself with some new funky color, and it'll be beautiful. But I love it. I really do. It's got a beautiful little nib at the top, so you're able to draw with it if you want. But more importantly, I think that when you use it with your finger and you kind of mush it around, it's rock star. So I'm going to tilt on down and I'm going to show you. I want to tell you that they're $6.99, but of course they're on a YouTube Yummy and they're 20% off. We did secure, for all I know, with the exception of maybe a couple bottles, we did secure the entire US inventory that's currently available right now. So we have it all being held for us, and we had a first shipment overnighted to us. So when Gary was showing me all the other product, and I finally said, okay, I need to have this, because I didn't want to show my cards. You know, I need to have this. He says, well, what do you mean? We'll have it, you know, you can see it at the show. And I said, no, I need to have it now. How many do you have now? And God bless his pea picking heart and his awesome girl up in their headquarters, Samantha. He called her up on the phone. He said, Samantha, how many are on the shelves? And she said, we've got this many. And he said, we'll have them to you next day, and they arrived today in time for the YouTube. So, woohoo Gary at Tonic Studios, just like woohoo Sizzix. I mean, you can't go wrong when they're able to get you the product that quickly. Bless their pea picking hearts for letting us play with it and giving me first opportunity to really show it off, just like the stamps. First opportunity to really show off a new release for them. So, I'm going to tilt on down and we're going to play with it, okay? And thanks, Gary and Samantha. All right, so this is the one I did earlier, and now I'm going to take, well, first off, I'm just going to take a little bit of this and kind of make a little line over here. So as you can see, it keeps its dimension, it doesn't flatten, and it doesn't self-level. It just kind of hangs in the shape that you draw it in. So you could absolutely write with it. Just know that it's really not going to flatten and it's not going to self-level. That's not what this does. But I'm going to put a little bit right on the top of both of my little hearts. And I'm just going to dab it down. And I'm just putting it on the top of my heart. Just with my finger. hope it comes through on the camera. I can't tell. But how cute is that? And it doesn't really have any color to the glitter at all. But, okay, so I'm gonna do this one over on this side. I'm gonna do the little one, and I'm just gonna do the same thing. Now you could absolutely take a little Q-tip if you wanted, if you don't wanna use your finger to dab it in there. You could take a little paintbrush if you wanted and kind of move it around. I will tell you, you don't have an exorbitant amount of time. You kind of got to get in there and get it done. Why? Because this is almost dry. That's almost dry. Yeah, I know, that quick, yeah. That's just about dry. Another 30 seconds. And that's going to be done. That is fast. That is crazy fast. That is, oh, see, I just put my finger in this. I told you I'm the queen of that. Yeah, see, you could close an envelope on this and not have any problem. Yeah, that one's almost dry. The little one's almost dry. Now, I don't know of another product that dries this fast. And it has a little bit of a texture to it. You can hope maybe you can see some of the texture down here and the stuff that I smushed. See, this is getting dry because I've spread it. So let me do it on this one. So I'm just going to take a little bit on each side of my heart. So I just put 2 little daubs right there. And then I'm gonna take, I don't know if it's got an alcohol base in it because it can't have too much water because water would make it take longer to dry. So I don't know exactly what's in here to get it to dry that fast, but by golly, I love it. So now you can see the difference with just a little bit of bling versus the small one that doesn't have any. And it's not an overwhelming bling. It's not in your face bling. It's very pretty and soft and subtle. And it just adds a little something something when you just need to add a little something something. And I love just how quickly it dries. See, now by using this little bit of glitter, I wouldn't necessarily color in too much more of this stamp because you don't want to detract. Sometimes less is more. Oh my gosh, how cute. Sometimes less is more. And I just think that's darling. And I'm already almost dry. I know. Fab, huh? So for all of you who go, gosh, I love the Stickles product out there, but it just, sometimes it's too blingy or it takes too long to dry. This is an awesome opportunity to have a little pizzazz added to your projects without having to worry about putting your elbow in it, because I'm the queen of that. And having it dry in a time frame that's dry. That's dry. Having it dry in a time frame that is still allows you to get the card done and get it out in the mail or the project done. Yeah, see, it's dry. Fun, isn't it? So between the amazingly joyful, fun, happy stamps from Sizzix and your go-to clean color Kuretake pens and your Nouveau, all you have to do is stamp, color, and add a little bit of bling. And like I said, if you're stamping, stamp a whole bunch of things, and then you can go ahead and color while you're playing it or watching TV at home. I did this one a little bit earlier. And can you see it didn't blend all the way out? I'm gonna put my pen back in my water, I think, for a minute, and I'm gonna see if I can blend that out a little bit better because it's been sitting there for a while. I wanna make sure I get my pen really loaded well with water. I want it even more loaded with water than that. And I wanna see if I can just blend that out just a little bit more, just a little better. Even though it's been sitting there for a while. Oh yeah. That's better. That looks much better. Doesn't that look better? So even if you have to put it aside for a little bit, even if you have to come back to it, because you've got pens that are forgiving, you can do that. And then take a little bit of my bling bling and put a little bit there and a little bit there and move it around with my finger just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more right there. And I'm good to go. All right, I have the most beautiful samples. So remember what we did. We took our clean color straight to the water to get that ombre effect, the light to the dark, the Copic kind of look to it, to where you've got that dimensional feel because you've got highlight and midtone and shadows, and because it doesn't affect the marker at all, you can go back in and you can blend the color a little bit more if you need to. You can make the color a little bit darker if you need to. You have options. You're not stuck. You just take a little bit more ink or a little bit more water and play. So we did that. We blended with our clean color, and we added a little bit of the new Nouveau Glitter Accents bling to it, and just made a lot of happy. So I have got the most beautiful samples to show you using the stamps. Now I didn't get to make a lot of samples. I didn't get to make any samples with this because it literally arrived today and I saw it yesterday. So the samples that we have don't unfortunately have any of the Nouveau on it, but I think you've got the idea of what you can do with it and how far you can take it. Just a little bit of loveliness. I'm gonna start with the samples on the Sizzix because their stamp sets are beautiful and they're fun and they're happy. There's no otter like you. No otter like you. And there's the sample to go with it. Now these samples were done by Yvette, and some of them were sent to us by Sizzix. We have to return them. They're going to be used at the CHA show, so I don't get to keep their samples, but they sure are cute. So there's set number 1, and that one is Caitlin. It looks like this is one of the sets by Caitlin. And love, love, love the Easter. There's a couple different Easters. Love, love, love the Easter. And look at the card. This one is done by Yvette. Is that so cute? And here she used clean color. She was using clean color to do all of these. Is that so cute? I'm thinking this is a Sizzix sample. Is that darling? So that is using their Easter set by Jen Long, and it is, oh my goodness, Eggtastic Easter. Like fantastic, only Eggtastic Easter. And then we have another Easter one here. And this is more of a little more religious in the sentiments. It's got He is Risen and Palm Sunday. It's got the dove, and it's a lovely set for a little bit more religious. Look at the cross. The cross is absolutely beautiful. And they're $9.99, and then they're 25% off. So this is He Is Risen is the name of the set. And here are some of the samples to go with. Isn't that so pretty? And that's done with embossing powder, and then fussy cut the bird and popped it up. Look at how stunning is this. And easy. Piece of cake. Oh, Yvette. I wonder if she, well, I bet she might have got some of this and put some on it before I came up. Pretty. So that's their He Is Risen set. Then we have one more Easter set over here. And this is Happy Easter. And it's got the beautiful wreaths and the tulips. So it's also got spring, so it's not just Easter. You can definitely use it for more than Easter. And there's one sample. And I put this stuff out of the way. Here's another. Now you could have just put spring right underneath there, or you could have put happy birthday, or you could have put thinking of you, or you could have put just for you. This is an all-purpose stamp. There's not a time where you can't use that stamp. Then we have a couple, this one here is Best Mom Ever. Best Mom Ever. And here we have it. This is a Sizzix sample. Gorgeous, isn't it? Don't they do beautiful work? Best Mom Ever. And here is Yvette's sample. Now, see the house? See how it looks like it's a piece of wood? Oh no, she stamped it on top of the X-Cut, the Do Crafts X-Cut wood veneer that I showed you last week, 2 weeks ago. And then just fussy cut it out. But it looks like it's a tiny little wood house that she put on there. It's not. It's just a piece of really cool vellum that has a wood grain into it. So cute. Then we have a Valentine. So there's a couple different Valentines, but it doesn't have to be just for Valentines. You've got love and other elements to it. So so you can definitely use it for more than just Valentine's. Oh, look at that. Well, this would be a Sizzix sample. There it is on the packaging. Here is the real life sample that they made to photograph for the packaging. Talk about stunning, isn't that? Just beautiful. Their designers are so incredibly talented. Their art department is just phenomenal. And then here is Yvette's, which is equally as fabulous. I love how the love is all put together and it's got the birds. It's just it's really pretty. And then depending upon what paper you did, we could have stamped this on white and embossed it in silver, put a wedding paper down here, backed it in black, and made it a wedding card. Doesn't certainly have to be for Valentine's. Very pretty though. We have 4th of July, and this is Land That They Love is the set, and this is Yvette's card. This is probably one of my most favorite cards. I love the plaid. I love the colors she used. I love everything about this card. Probably one of my more favorite, could be my most favorite of all of them. So this is Yvette, and it's Land That I Love from Sizzix is the stamp set. Then we have one more that is, a couple more. Then we have another 4th of July. It's got fireworks and the 4th, and it is called Fireworks and Sparklers. Well, that would make sense. And there's the sample on the back. And here's the sample in real life. And again, it's done with embossing powder, and it looks like some watercoloring or some distress inks. They've made some dots in the center. Super cute. And then we have this, oh, here we have Dad. We have this one, Super Dad. So you've got the wow and the my hero. So my hero doesn't have to be for Dad. My hero can be for anybody. My hero can be for anybody. Super Dad. And the set that goes with that. The stamp or the sample. And again, this is a Sizzix. Oh. Cute sample, huh? Cute enough that it made packaging. I don't know who made this, but gosh, you guys are sure good. So cute. And you know, I wanted to go back and let you know that on this set by Caitlin, the Let Freedom Ring, these are interchangeable. So I can use the wreath all by itself. I can put Let Freedom Ring inside the wreath. I can put Sweet Land of Liberty in the center. I can put Happy 4th of July. It's an interchangeable set. So I wanted to let you know that because that's important to know. You're able to use 3 different sentiments inside that wreath. Then we have the set that I was playing with today, which is by Courtney. And it is Doodle Love. And I already showed you the make and take for today. And then we have a set that Yvette used, a sample that Yvette used. And you know what we're going to do so that it's done for tomorrow? We're just going to add a little bit so that when it goes, well, tomorrow's today, but when we put it out on display, it's got a little bit of our Nouveau Sparkly Happy glitter accent. Oh yeah. Yeah. Just adds, it just adds just a little bit. So there's that. And then, oh my gosh, well, oh yeah, see, there it is on the back. This is absolutely stunning. Stunning. Look at this card. Is that gorgeous? My goodness, you could use this for a baby. You could use this for wedding. You could use this for anniversary. This is certainly not just Valentine's, and this is gorgeous. I hope the camera does it justice. It's beautiful. And that's using Courtney's Doodle Love set, the one I was using all day today. And then we have a couple samples where the stamps aren't quite, they're here, but they're not packaged yet. So I wanted to just give you, look at, so we've got a set that's all about the guys, and it's got cute little, look at how cute is this. Yvette did this card. Is that darling? So cute. So the packaging isn't, we don't have it physically here yet. They weren't able to get it to us today, but it'll be here Monday, Tuesday. But the stamps are beautiful. So these two came out of the, obviously the same Father's Day set. Yes. And then Yvette did this one. There is the cutest shamrock and St. Patrick's Day set. And Yvette did this card. And then we have another Easter. And I want to say that this is a Jen Long set. And I want to think it's Hoppy. Yeah, Hoppy Easter is the name of the set. And Yvette put this card together. And then last but not least, it's another interchangeable set. And see, I have the set here, I just don't have the packaging. Hold on just a moment. So I have the set here. They just sent it without the packaging. It's another interchangeable set. So you do the vase with the flowers or the jar with the flowers, and then you get several sentiments that you can put inside. So it's interchangeable. There's the set. Yours will come all beautifully packaged, just like this. But how lovely is that? And Yvette did this card. So that's what we've got for you today. What's on the YouTube Yummy sale? Well, it's the Sizzix stamps for 25% off. You've got Clean Color on sale, and you've got the brand new Nouveau glitter accents. We've also left just the right words, and we've left the contour die. Do I have a contour? I know I have one here somewhere, but holy smokes artichokes, who knows where I put it. Oh, the contour set. So it does all of this, and that just kind of gives you an idea. All of that's on YouTube Yummies. Of course, if it's Simply Defined or Simply Refined, it's at the lowest price we can already go, but everything else, the Sizzix, the Kuretake, and the Nouveau will all be on sale for you until the next YouTube, which will be next Saturday. I won't be doing a YouTube on the Saturday that I'm at CHA, but next Saturday, yes, there is a YouTube. Woo! All right, where are you going to find all of this great product? You are going to find it at scrapbookingmadesimple.com under the YouTube Yummy category. There'll be a link right on this YouTube. If you're watching it on YouTube, you'll see the link. Otherwise, go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com and look under the categories. It'll be at the very top, YouTube Yummies, and you'll find everything that we've shown you today. And post a comment to have a chance to be a winner chicken dinner on the next YouTube. And all I have to do is approve it, so please keep it kind. And once I approve it, you're in the running. And we started 2017 off with a bang with 2 winner chicken dinners already. Way to go, girls. Don't forget to send us your email letting us know that you're claiming your prize. All right, you guys, it's me, Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple. I'll see you next week. Have a super week, and I hope that you enjoyed the YouTube. It was very fun. I had a great time. Bye.